Hi friends, welcome back. I want to go over the headline news and what's going on in the stock market today. So we had some jobs data out. It made the market and Wall Street happy. Plus, we have some crazy fraud charges against one of the Donald Trump companies. And this is coming from the SEC. So let's just jump right in and go through these things. Headline here is U.S. job growth totaled 175,000 in April, much less than expected. And now unemployment is at 3.9%. This is a chart of job growth. You can see this blue line here. Growth has actually slowed in April, and my understanding this is the lowest job growth in the last 6 months. And so the market's thinking, okay, maybe the Fed's going to cut a little bit sooner. I think the earliest could theoretically be September. My personal opinion on this stuff would be just stand pat. The reason why you would cut rates if indeed job growth is going down, you think, okay, we need to spur economic growth again, make it easier to hire people because companies can borrow money and get more money, et cetera. But you got to worry about inflation. So this is something that I want to bring to your attention to as well. We had a member of our community write a comment, which I want to share. This is coming from Savancore, and they say, I sell products to small businesses in my area. Majority of my customers are small restaurants, and they are struggling. Cost of operations with little profits are killing them. And I'm bringing this up because I want you guys to understand whenever you look at these numbers and you see that unemployment is going up, just to understand there's actually real people out there losing their jobs, or people are having, struggling. And when you make sure you understand there's people behind this stuff, it just changes your perspective. And I understand, guys, inflation is killing a lot of these small businesses that operate on very little margins. And so any fluctuation, be it, your energy costs go up or your sourcing goes up, meaning like it's expensive to get food, et cetera, or you got to pay your employees more so they can keep up with their life standards. It throws the whole thing out of whack, and it's just unhealthy. And so this is sort of why we talk about all these things together. Is just, yes, we look at numbers, yes, we look at the market, but understand that people are connected to these numbers. Also, too, you can see here unemployment is at 3.9. I mentioned that before. It's been climbing up a bit. We may see unemployment, hit up to like 5% or more. Who knows? I mean, I can't predict that far ahead, but I wouldn't be shocked if it does. Again, the Fed's goal is to try to bring inflation down, but not necessarily kill the economy. We'll see. It's tough because everyone's giving them pressure, like, oh, you got to cut. I need cuts for this reason. I need to cut for that reason. And again, my opinion is I hope they, take the inflation fight seriously. They could even theoretically raise rates, but I understand unemployment go up. It may hurt a lot of people, but you got to think about the system as a whole, and it's tough to pull off. That's sort of why we talk about this stuff all the time. In terms of what the estimates were and what came in, sort of these job numbers here, it says a change in payrolls. So actual was 175,000. The estimate was 240, so much lower than expected. They were also estimating that unemployment would be at 3.8. We came in at 3.9. And then average hourly earnings, right? Essentially, are your earnings going up or down? The estimate was 0.3. It came in at 0.2. So more people are unemployed. Unfortunately, I don't want to laugh. Just unfortunately, and your hourly wages aren't going up as they had thought. So that's why I said tie this to people and don't necessarily celebrate that the market is going up due to these kind of numbers. Moreover, I actually already drew on this already, but you can look at it here. This is where we are on unemployment. This little red line here. And I kind of drew the peaks of other points of where we were in history. So unemployment is actually fairly low historically. So like I said, it may go up again. I wouldn't be shocked. The problem, though, is that even if you have a job, I would make the case it might not necessarily pay for everything in your neck of the woods, or it may not be the job that you want. I've mentioned this before, many times on the channel, but I just want to mention it again. This is the current data. So this came out, this is on March 3rd, this chart. And the job growth is actually healthcare and social assistance, transportation and warehousing and retail. So the looks like information was this mining and logging is down. Interesting. And professional and business services are down. So, and guys, we've known this before, right? So many of the tech jobs are kind of shrinking out. And then those people, let's say, I don't know, you're a software engineer or something like that, and you're getting paid 150, 250, or, a pretty decent salary. And then you get laid off. And then like the only thing available for you is, work in healthcare or become an Uber driver, just for example, these kind of things. And, you're employed, but you may be underemployed for your qualifications, or you may not be able to make the payments and all the stuff that you previously thought you could. And this is going to be a shock to many people. And the other thing too, which has been happening as well, even if someone is registered as being employed, like you're not, making all the stuff. So it doesn't necessarily show up in the numbers. The underemployment stuff is harder to pick up on because it covers our unemployment. So some people have said our unemployment is like much, much higher if you put the numbers together with unemployment and then like people who are underemployed, right? The other issue as well, and I mentioned before on the channel, is like I have friends in LA, and I've told you guys about this, that they can't afford their rents. Essentially, when their lease is expired, they just moved home and live with mom and dad kind of thing because this stuff is too expensive. So when we, like I said, when we talk about this stuff as a whole, I think getting inflation under control probably should be our priority. I do know the markets are going up. I can see it, but we gotta figure out how to get this stuff into balance. A lot of green, guys. A lot of green. I was looking, I was like, what the heck? It was funny because I think it was yesterday where everything was red, and then Eli Lilly was up, and today Eli Lilly is down, and everything else is green. But overall, though, you can see the Nasdaqs and the S&Ps, the Dows, the micros, everything's up. But tech had a big day today. That was up a couple percent. That was a QQQ, that is. And then the technology was the leader in terms of industry. Energy, I guess, was flat, and then the healthcare there was also at the bottom, and then you had communication services. Guys, always track this stuff together. It's fun to look at this, guys, with you every day. We have growth, momentum. We're the winners today, and actually, Bitcoin has been on a little bit of a run. I say a little bit because it is down from the highs, and it just seems to be following whatever the Nasdaq does. It's just what it seems like. And the crazy thing about this stuff is that I just these kind of, how can I say, meme stock, cryptos and stuff like that, it seems like it's just part of our markets these days, and will it ever exit? If they do, then finally that would maybe get some normalcy to the markets. But at the moment, they're still here. And this is sort of where this story comes into play, the Trump fraud story. If you didn't see this, it is crazy. So he has an auditor that he used, and they're like in Colorado. It's a really small one. And then they were charged with fraud from the SEC. They actually got a lifetime ban. I don't think that happens very often. And here's the headline. SEC charges Trump media auditor with massive fraud on hundreds of companies. We're not talking about just one or two, like hundreds of companies, impose a lifetime ban. And this has been like a meme stock for a long time. I remember when the thing IPO'd, and I don't know, it was a couple years already. Yeah, a couple years already. I think it shot up to like 100 and something, and then came right back down, and then just been memeing ever since. And it turns out that the accounting firm that they were using is doing all sorts of crazy stuff. I mean, look at these headlines. Trump's media's auditor is really bad at spelling his own name. For real. Meet Ben F. Orgers. We wish we were making this up. So there's always something. So I looked up this guy. This is BF BF Borgers CPA, and they're located in Lakewood, Colorado. So all public information. So I'm not just making stuff up. And this is their office here, guys. So this was the auditor that Trump was using. It was this little building in Colorado, and I don't know if it's a big city or not. If you guys are familiar with Colorado, it's Lakewood is the city, but it's like this little building in like kind of this odd location. That's where it is. What it looks like there, and there's an apartment building, and it looks like little houses. It's like kind of residentially. I say kind of because if you go across the street, just across, they're in the back of a grocery store, and this is kind of the location of where it is. And again, this is the company that Trump's using to audit his thing. Believe it or not, they're actually dragging my people into this. This is behind a Vietnamese grocery store of all places. This is the the Viet Ho supermarket, and then I think Trump's building is like right there on the map. I think it's that one. And it is. I was like, don't drag my people in. What are you guys doing over there? And I read a review. It's kind of funny. This is from 6 years ago. This is BF Borgers, and the person said, I searched burgers. This place showed up, and then they responded, everyone likes a good burger. So cannot blame you for your search. But that wasn't necessarily the worst of it. This is actually getting more the worst stuff. So this is a real review. I guess this was 6 months ago. It says services unpaid. Pros, no pros. This firm is fraud. And here's the allegation here. Our firm in India with team of 15 people served BF Borgers from 2018. BF Borgers, Ben Borgers, or Burgers, no, it's your Borgers, gave us more than 100 clients to perform a test services, but he defaulted paying 6 months of dues. He is a fraud man. He does not respond to his clients. My team used to work overtime and erratic schedules and I hired additional people as a per need basis, but he kept our 6 months bills unpaid, and we finally disassociated in 2022. The guy, I guess, he has a lot of hobbies, and I'm bringing this stuff up because it'll make sense when we talk about this. He likes Scratch. Oh no, he built his Jeep from scratch. He likes to go jeeping, which he built from scratch. He likes horseback riding, jeeping, that would be there, fishing, camping, hunting, sailing, hiking, and spending time with his wife and 3 kids. And the issue is that they spell their names wrong a lot. And like, say, why are we making a joke about this? Why does it matter? When it comes to like accounting, you want to make sure the numbers and everything is actually correct, like impeccably correct. And also too, especially when you're an auditor checking like people's numbers and stuff like that, you just want to make sure things are correct. So it doesn't look good if you can't even spell your name correct. And I guess this is really unusual. There's 14 variations of spelling of the person's name, and they're way on the outlier. Like very few accounting firms are like that. And for example, I guess they were saying here, he calls himself sometimes Ben F. Brogers, Blake F. Burgers, Ben F. Vonesh, Ben F. Orgers, and then there's 10 other things. And I mean, there's any number of reasons like you could explain this. You could say the guy is overworked. You could say maybe because they outsource their stuff. No one knows, how to spell his name. Or you can say they purposely do it. Who knows, right? That part I can't tell you. I can't tell you the reason why they do that. But, they're essentially charged with fraud and banned for life. They were growing like quickly. And my understanding of this thing, I was reading through this stuff. I guess they did a lot of auditing for SPACs and a lot of sketchy companies. So that's kind of their MO. And then there was a thing that was really crazy. Like they do really a lot of volume here. So we'll read the details. It says here, the Colorado firm set up in 2009 by former IT consultant Ben Borgers, right? And then he's the person who does the Trump media and technology group, right? Audited them. And it says here, he had done 170 U.S. public companies. The firm has taken on during a short history by dogged criticism over the quality of its work. So they've taken on a ton of work. And do people hire him because he purposely is not good quality? Who knows? I'll let you guys decide that. And it says here, it is now the 8th largest audit firm in the country. 8th largest. So that little building is the 8th largest audit firm in the country by the number of clients, while still operating out of a single-story building in Lakewood. That's why I guys show you that thing. And it says here they have 50 staff in there, 10 of whom are certified public accountants. But when you look at the size of the building, I don't know how you put 50 people in that thing. So who knows? That's another one. Who knows? And then it says here, SEC charges audit firm BF Brogers and its owners with massive fraud affecting more than 1,500 SEC filings. It's really a lot. And I want to read through just a few details of this stuff. It's so crazy. It says here, Benjamin F. Borgers together and respondents were deliberate and systematic failures, so they're doing it on purpose, I guess, to comply with the Public Company Accounting Oversight Board standards and audits and reviews incorporated more than 1,500 SEC filings from January 2021 to June 2023. So I've been doing this a while. The SEC also charged the respondents with falsely representing to their clients that their firm's work would comply with PCAOB standards. So saying they lie to their clients as well. Fabricating audit documentation, so they just make stuff up, and make it appear that the firm's work did comply with PCAOB standards, and falsely stating in audit reports included in more than 500 public company SEC filings that the firm's audits compiled with the standards. One of the things that was reading too as well is that I guess sometimes you hire this company because they're really, really cheap. So again, you can make of that what you will. And this is the one that the Trump people hired. They had to pay a fine of a $12 million civil penalty. And then I guess he personally, the Burgers guy, I don't know how you would say that. It's Borgers. You guys can tell me, is it Burgers, or it should be Borgers, I guess, like the Borgers. And I guess he himself had to pay a $2 million penalty because like this one is particularly egregious. They're saying like, 1,500 filings, and this person is like the 8th largest auditing firm by clients. So ridiculous. But it goes on. And, I don't think we're ever going to eliminate fraud entirely, but I don't think we should like be passive on it, of course. So that's my thoughts on this stuff. I'd like to hear your thoughts of this, and I'll catch you next video.